Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yesterday, obviously, with Season 1 Reloaded, we had what could be the most disastrous update in Call of Duty history. The Reloaded update dropped. We were all excited to check out the new nuke quest in Warzone or ranked play and multiplayer and all the new meta updates and other changes. And lo and behold, the update just completely broke the game. We talked about this in a video yesterday. I'm sure plenty of you saw it because it was one of the more viewed videos on my channel recently because of just how broken the game was. Well, we've got some good news. Overnight last night, it does seem that Call of Duty went through and actually updated the game. We've got some new patch notes to break down via the COD Updates account, and they largely directly address those major game-breaking issues. So as we get into all the new changes today, if you enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It does always seriously help the channel grow. And if you are new here or you simply have not subscribed yet, let's change that, because every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. Everything going on in COD is right here, so feel free to hit that sub button to stay up to date. But like I said, we are starting over on COD Updates Twitter account, where we've got a lot of new things to break down here. Initially, this one went live early yesterday afternoon. They said, hey, a new update is now live for MW3. Today's patch notes have been amended to include a fix for this issue. Priceless camo for the Stormender launcher can now be unlocked. So this is something that, as you can see, has been an issue since last year. The Stormender launcher, EMP gun, whatever you want to call it, you could not do priceless on it. It's been bugged since its inception, basically. So now if you're looking to do that and replace a different gun with the Stormender because you think it's easier, you can go through and unlock that all accordingly now and do all the mastery challenges for that. So for those looking for that update, it has finally happened. Now, one of the earlier updates yesterday, honestly pretty ambiguous when they posted it, but they said, hey, in Modern Warfare Zombies, we're investigating an issue associated with dog houses and the turrets. And they did post yesterday saying, new updates now live in Modern Warfare Zombies. This issue is now resolved. Players will now be able to activate turrets with turret mods and summon friendly hellhounds with meat. So if you were trying to play zombies yesterday and do any specific challenges or acts that required this stuff, or you just simply were trying to do it in game, you weren't able to. It just straight up took the features out of the game with the update, because why not? Clearly the update was not working right. So they have gone through and fixed that. If you're looking to do this stuff now, you should have no issue going forward. And then we get the big updates, the game-changing updates, or rather, I guess I really should say game-fixing updates if we're being honest. So, new update is now live in Warzone. We've just deployed fixes to resolve some of the issues resulting from the Season 1 Reloaded update. Players will no longer enter a bugged state when interacting with loadout crates in-game. Essentially with this one, as I'm sure you might have seen yesterday, or if you might have tried it yourself yesterday, if you were able to get into the game, you would go up to a loadout crate, you'd open it, select your loadout, and then your screen would just flash and flash and flicker and flash and not stop basically until you had to quit the game. It basically was a crash in your game that didn't actually close your game. Made it completely unplayable unless you wanted to go for ground loot the entire game, or like what my squad had to end up doing. One of my teammates' loadouts somewhat worked. He just had to go through and drop guns for us or buy our guns from the buy stations so that we could actually customize things, because it was just so broken and so incredibly busted, right? So that first one there actually makes it so you can play the game normally now. This next one makes it so that you can play the game in general. I know that's a crazy concept for a COD update. Players will no longer get stuck on the fetching online profile error when attempting to access the game menu. So to my knowledge, this was only happening for Warzone, because I had this yesterday. I could play multiplayer fine, I could play zombies fine, but if I went into Warzone, you would immediately get stuck on this loop of your screen flashing, fetching online profile, then it'd reload, fetching online profile, then it'd reload, and it basically made it so that you just straight up could not play the game unless someone you knew didn't have this bug and they could bring you into a party and actually queue from there. So literally a game-breaking update. Made it so that you could not do anything within Warzone yesterday. And then of course, if you could get past this, you couldn't go through and access loadouts, and it was a whole mess there. But the game is now playable. They've fixed these two major issues for Warzone specifically that made it completely unplayable and completely broken with yesterday's update. So nice to see that they actually went through overnight and updated this stuff. So now today, when you're first jumping on, it should be at least to the point where you can get in and play the game like normal, like usual. But that's not all for the gameplay updates. Obviously, the new HRM9 SMG dropped yesterday, and right away with that, there were also issues breaking that gun. So they started investigating an issue preventing you from being able to use any magazine attachments on the HRM9. Even if you got it to max level, you couldn't throw on any extended mag or change up the magazine attachments whatsoever. So now this issue is now resolved in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. HRM9 magazine attachments will now unlock properly when reaching weapon level requirements. Players who met the weapon level requirement before this update will be retroactively granted the attachments in the coming days. So this is a bit of an annoying one. If you were like me and you already maxed out the HRM9, you got the bundle, or you went through and completed all the challenges and you maxed it out, you might not have the attachments right away. You might have to wait until they, get to your account and it updates there. So bit of a frustrating one there, that you're getting punished for doing the work early and not having your gun completely broken outright and just not paying any attention to it until they updated this. And then lastly here, COD updates posted for MW3 but also in Warzone. We've deployed a fix for an issue causing players to be sent back to the main menu after attempting to remove an attachment in the Gunsmith. So say you loaded up your loadout and you wanted to remove your optic and trade it out for a stock or a laser or something. The second you go to remove an attachment, it was just sending you back to the main menu. You couldn't clear anything there. You basically had to replace it by selecting what attachment you want and then bringing up that 5 attachment. Hey, you have too many attachments, you got to replace one, and going through it like that. That said, I know there were several other Gunsmith issues live yesterday in terms of you couldn't save any blueprints or custom blueprints if your base weapon was a blueprint, or the new weapons with Attack Evolver and the HRM9. I couldn't save those either. Trying to save a custom blueprint for that with my own attachments resulted in me getting kicked back to the main menu there as well. Keep in mind though, also, we know a couple of other updates are now still inbound and we're awaiting their launch. This would include ranked play that was supposed to drop yesterday afternoon, and then of course COD posted saying, hey, we're delaying this because of a game-breaking issue. So we have that update pending. It could be dropping later today, maybe early next week. We don't have an ETA on when that's going to happen yet. And then also there should be more meta updates in the next few days. They said there would be a new meta update coming soon. That could be the end of this week, that could be next week, who knows, in regards to things like the Interceptor and the Swarm. But overall, the game is playable, at least to a certain extent now. This doesn't fix every single new issue that Season 1 Reloaded introduced yesterday for Warzone and MW3, but it does address the major game-breaking ones. So the game is fixed and the game is playable. It's definitely not flawless though, as I'm sure plenty of you know. But that being said, that is going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in COD. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. I'm sure later on today, tomorrow, throughout the weekend, we're going to see more posts from COD updates. And if anything obviously is super urgent, I'll be posting videos on that. And if it's just small things here and there, we'll recap them in a later video further on down the road. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. And I'll catch you later. Peace out.